I first got into powerlifting, I was crazy for it. I couldn't stop thinking about it. All I wanted to do was be in the gym. There was this feeling I had when I was lifting weights that was like no other. I think powerlifting is an amazing sport for women to try because being strong and being confident are some of the best things that can take you through life. My name is Quinn Danniels and I'm a powerlifter. I currently hold the sub-junior 57 kilo women's records for the squat, bench press, deadlift, and total.
Drive it up, come on, keep it moving, come on, keep going, yeah!
I decided to start working out when I was about 16 years old because I was struggling with some body image issues and I just really didn't like the way I looked. I played a lot of sports when I was a young kid. I played basketball and volleyball and baseball all through school, but I was really upset about how I was looking and how I was feeling. So I approached my dad and asked him if he had any advice for what I should do and how I should work out. So he steered me towards powerlifting.
1, 2, up. Start. Press. Start.
Once I started working out for a couple months because we noticed that I was starting to have some pretty impressive gains for my squat and my bench press. So we ended up adding the deadlift in a couple months after that. And he thought that it would be a great idea to have a goal to reach for more than just trying to get stronger in general. So we decided that in around maybe March of 2018 that I would do my first competition in July of that year.
Bar is loaded for Quinn. Let's go, Quinn. Provincial record on the bar.
Whenever I tell people outside of the powerlifting community that I compete in powerlifting, they immediately think I'm talking about Olympic lifting, which can be frustrating because I have to explain it all. It's not like, oh, I play basketball, and it's like, oh, awesome, good for you. It's like, what is that? But I think a lot is changing, at least on social media. There's a lot more awareness because lifters have their own platforms to speak or show their lifting, which is great, but I don't think it gets enough attention from mainstream sports.
Powerlifting is essentially a true test of strength, whether you are a male or female, young, old. It is the evaluation of your strength in 3 disciplines, the squat, the bench press, and the deadlift, whereby you just perform 1 repetition. You get 3 attempts in each discipline, and the way they grade you is they take your total. So the sport is judged by using referees. So referees are placed in 3 strategic positions. There's a head referee which stands right in front of the competitor to give them specific commands, such as the squat command in the squat. In bench press, it's start, press, and rack. And the deadlift, it's down. And then there's 2 other referees on both sides to make sure they are adhering to the competition standards outlined by the IPF rulebook. Those standards include making sure they're squatting to depth, making sure that their elbows are locked out in the bench press and that their bottoms are on the bench, as well as in the deadlift, making sure that they're fully locked out. There's a whole lot of different rules involved, but those are the basic ones that most people are familiar with. With the females that I currently work with, their mentality and their confidence with strength training has improved drastically.
I think a feeling like confidence is an extremely important thing to have, especially as a woman, because we often struggle with confidence or self-esteem issues. So I found that powerlifting was a great way for me to improve my confidence. I had always been a confident person in my personal life, but when it came to body image, that was something I was really self-conscious about. And as soon as I started working out and powerlifting, I noticed a huge change in how I felt about myself and how my perspective just changed of what I felt was an ideal body to have. You know, when you're growing up in your awkward teenage years, you know, I thought, oh, I want to have really skinny legs and a small waist and just be pretty tiny in general. And then as soon as I started working out and powerlifting, that whole mindset changed from being the smallest to being just a nice shape. So that was something that definitely changed, was what I was striving for. It originally started with trying to be smaller and skinnier, and quickly evolved into I liked the way I looked more muscular. I think powerlifting is an amazing sport for women to try. There are so many benefits that come with it, from anything like trying to overcome body image issues and self-esteem issues. That's why I got into it in the first place, as well as things like just setting goals for yourself. I know how important goal setting is for me, and even good habits, and I found that powerlifting and working out and having, you know, strict workouts and sleep schedule and diet was something that really motivated me and helped me not only in the sport but just for my health. The sport really gives you a lot. It gives you community. There's some amazing women out there like Stefi, Cohen, and Jessica Buettner, and those are the women that I've looked up to as well when in powerlifting.
My name's Jess Buettner, and I'm a powerlifter. Easily, my most notable powerlifting achievement so far was winning IPF World Championships in South Africa this year and getting the women's deadlift world record. It's nice to be part of a community because it's very motivating, and it's really cool to see a lot of people doing the same sport as you, especially because powerlifting still is, lots of people lift, but actually powerlifting as a sport is still a smaller sport. And it's really cool to see so many people lifting, and how it's just an instant bond in any gym. If you walk into a powerlifting gym or a non-powerlifting gym and you see someone else lifting heavy, and it's just something you always got to be like, hey, that's really cool. And I just love that about powerlifting.
I'm Garrett Bentley. I'm currently the president for Ontario Powerlifting. I own Barrie Barbell Club in Barrie, Ontario, and I operate as a strength conditioning powerlifting coach. So a lot of my athletes work normal 9-to-5 jobs or work shift work. I've got a lot of people, they work high stress jobs, and they just don't have time to train 7 days a week. And you see a lot of success with people doing the typical 3 to 4 days a week is kind of the standard. And then again, with female lifters typically adhering to programs better and taking instruction better, they see greater success than the male lifters, which then entices other female lifters to work in the same ecosystem they're working in, because they see someone succeeding in it, then they want to succeed. So yeah, I'd say it's like 70% female lifters I work with now.
Come on, right up, lock it out.
I think having a role model in a sport like powerlifting is important, because it just shows you, especially as a woman, it just shows you how much you can do and how much your body can do. You know, I've followed Stefi Cohen for years, and she's been my hero and idol in the sport, and every time she does, you know, a big lift, it's so inspiring, and it makes me believe that I can do it myself.
My name is Stefi Cohen. I am the owner and founder of Hybrid Performance Method. I'm also a doctor in physical therapy, a professional powerlifter with 25 all-time world records, and a professional boxer.
Let's go! 7 pounds. Tight! Drive back! Yeah, come on!
I would say that my most notable achievements in the sport and the things that I'm the most proud of are probably my deadlift. I was able to deadlift over 4.5 times my body weight at 550 pounds, weighing 120 pounds in front of a massive audience, which was pretty cool. It was a very unique experience. This was in the animal cage in 2017, as well as a 2018 animal cage where I squatted 495 pounds at 120 pounds body weight. That was pretty cool. I mean, I'm proud of the fact that I was able to do all of that while at the same time pursuing a career and getting a doctorate degree, because that wasn't easy for me. School was never something that came natural to me. So just being able to stick with both things and doing both at the highest level is something that I'm really, really proud of. And so the fact that I'm able to inspire younger girls to live a life of virtue and pursue goals that they don't think that they can achieve and that other people don't think that they can achieve, for me is the highest level of reward.
Honestly, I was obsessed with looking at myself in the mirror and just being so hyper focused on what I looked like. I would look in the mirror, it felt like 100 times a day, and I was constantly thinking how other people might see me and what do they think. And I was always, trying to pose certain ways in photos to make me look smaller and skinnier, which was honestly just so draining. And I know other women go through this as well because I've talked to other women about it.
I was always muscular, always gained weight easily, and I really struggled with that in high school and early university years. And I was always trying to manage it by doing lots of cardio and running and trying to get smaller. And that was so hard for me because naturally that's not what my body wants to do. Body image issues are something especially women always struggle with, no matter what you're doing, because it's so ingrained in us. So actually when I found powerlifting, it's helped me a lot with that because I just like my natural body shape better when I started actually putting on muscle, because when you lose weight, you can't control what your body does as far as shape goes. But when you build muscle, you can choose which muscle groups you want to work on the most and kind of balance out your physique, which is what I didn't know that I needed at that point. Find something that gives you that feeling of control. And that's what's been so good for me over the years with lifting.
Powerlifting is important to me because it adds so much to the rest of my life. Often when I tell people I do powerlifting, they immediately don't believe me. I don't look like a man, and that's something that most women are scared of when they get into working out, is that they're gonna look too manly or lose their femininity. But I'm still very feminine. I can put on a dress and nobody knows that I can deadlift 300 pounds, and I can, wear makeup and look like a very girly girl if I want. But I can also put on, tight shorts and a tank top in the gym, and I can look more muscular. I can sort of have this double life almost that I think other women would benefit from having.
I, ultimately would love to inspire more people to try to chase the things that they feel that they're impossible for them. So it's very fulfilling, and it makes me feel very happy to be able to be that person for younger generations.
I think sending a message like I am just through speaking in this film or even on social media is important to get that message out there that I've done it, you can do it too. I go to school, I have a job, I live a very normal life outside of powerlifting. Sharing that message is important to let other people know that normal people can be powerlifters and normal people are powerlifters. Anyone can get in this sport, and there's very low barriers of entry to get into it. All you need is a barbell, yourself, and maybe a gym membership to be able to start lifting and working out. And so I think it can be quite easy as long as you have confidence in yourself that you can do this and that maybe you can be, the next Stefi Cohen.
you.